the question that I ask for you is how does this issue of climate justice play into the climate action plan that you've been working on?
Yeah, I'm delighted that you asked that. The answer is um, clunkily, but present. It's clunky, but present. And part of that is because I'll bow to our former equity manager, Dr. Deidre Houchin. We brought her in early on as we're starting to conceive of the climate action plan and said, would you be interested in writing an equity chapter? And she said, I would absolutely be uninterested in that. I want everybody to write equity into their chapters. And so she really um, pushed each of the different chapter authors to tackle equity as part of what they're working on and not as, and then somebody else wrote the chapter and somebody else can, and anybody that wants to can read about equity, but we wrote our own chapters. And so it's been it is this last few years, and with the caveat that I moved here in 2021, I started this job in 2022. It's now 2024. Like I am a newbie, but my understanding is that this is the first time the county is really deeply grappled with issues of equity, and it hasn't been something that we have actively thought about. It's not something that's been an active part of our culture and inclusion in our work. And so we are, by fits and starts, starting to see a little bit more of it. So I had the advantage of I'm now in the Environmental Protection Department. But I have been in this department a week. Before being in the Environmental Protection Department, I was in the Sustainability, Equity, and Economic Development Strategies office, where there was no director. There were three managers: myself, our equity manager, and our economic development manager. And we had long conversations about what equity looks like and how do you start to bring more people into the conversation. And so it is clunkily represented in my in my chapter. I will not. We did our best. We talked about energy burden, and we have maps of which communities have the highest energy burdens, and so we've created a groundwork for equity. As we learn, we have a groundwork now, an infrastructure that we can build on as we continue to tackle equity in the work that I do. The other chapters, and I won't call anyone out or name any names, but there were times where people just deleted the equity heading out of their chapter because they didn't know what to put there. And they were like, well, it's crunch time. We got to be done. So we're deleting it. No, we're going to go back in. We're going to put the equity chat like back in. You need to put something there. Engage with this topic and think about it. So like I said, it's not a polished final draft. It's not even a polished draft because we ran out of time. But it's in there, which is a first step that we have not done before.